grade 12 learners. I am Teacher Angel, your guide in exploring the world of research. I am here to support you in every step of your research activities. The objectives of this video lesson are the following. Define quantitative research. Identify and differentiate the types of quantitative research. And describe the characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses of quantitative research. Are you ready, grade 12 researchers? Let's have a short activity. Get a piece of paper and write a letter of your answers on the following questions.
Choose the letter of the best answer. Number 1. What type of research emphasizes objective measurements in the statistical, mathematical, or numerical analysis of data collected through questionnaires and surveys or by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques? A. Applied research. B. Experimental research. C. Quantitative research. D. Qualitative research. Which of the following states one of the weaknesses of a quantitative research? Letter A. Quantitative research can be costly. Letter B. Quantitative research is reliable. Letter C. Quantitative methods can be repeated. Letter D. Quantitative experiments filter out external factors. Number 3. Which of the following states one of the strengths of a quantitative research? Letter A. Quantitative research can be costly. Letter B. Quantitative research requires extensive statistical treatment. Letter C. Quantitative research tends to turn out only proved or unproven results. Letter D. Quantitative research is reliable and valid way of concluding results. Number 4. Which of the following statements is not a characteristic of a quantitative research? Letter A. Statistical analysis of numerical data. Letter B. It provides a more credible and reliable result. Letter C. It delivers an in-depth understanding of the problem or study. Letter D. The results taken from a sample can be generalized to the population. Number 5. Which of the following titles below is an example of a quantitative research? Letter A. Common characteristics of children into and not into sports. Letter B. Dengue prevention practices of different places in the Philippines. Letter C. Effects of types of music on the behaviors of children. Letter D. Stories behind the different artworks and different painters.
What is your score? Did you answer all the questions correctly? If yes, good job. If no, don't worry. We will deepen your understanding so you can get a higher score at the end of this episode. Human beings' instinct is to observe what is happening around them. We are curious and observant. The usual thing that we do is explain why things occur and the reasons behind it in our own way. As a student, you need to understand events around you using systematic studies to generate acceptable conclusions. To understand the world better, you should apply a logical approach to know how things are related with each other. There are two ways to study the world around us, and those are qualitative and quantitative research. What is quantitative research? How does it differ from a qualitative research? Take a look at this example.
Department of Health spokesperson emphasized the effectiveness of personal protective equipment (PPE) such as face mask, face shields, and physical distancing must not be underestimated. According to studies, wearing mask lowers the chance of transmission by up to 85%, while maintaining a physical distance of 1 meter reduces the risk of transmission by 80%. Quantitative research produces this kind of news. It is important to survey several individuals that will represent the target population. The researcher collects numerical data and make use of the data to generalize conditions. Quantitative research deals with the characteristics observed from the research subject traits are translated numerically and focuses on the analysis and interpretation of the raw numerical data gathered based on statistical outcomes. It emphasizes on objective measurements and the statistical, mathematical, or numerical analysis of data collected through polls, questionnaires, and surveys, or by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques. What are the types of quantitative research? What are the defining features of each type? Types of quantitative research. Descriptive research is designed to give answers to questions of who, what, where, and how, which are linked with the research problem. Descriptive research does not answer the question why, because it does not seek to explain why certain things happen. It is used only to describe what exists and to gather information about the status of a certain phenomenon. Survey research is the most fundamental tool for all quantitative research methodologies and studies. Surveys used to ask questions to a sample of respondents using various types of such as online polls, online surveys, paper questionnaires, and web intercept surveys. It can be conducted by asking multiple survey questions and collect data to produce numerical results. Correlation research is conducted to establish a relationship between two closely knit entities and how one impacts the other and what are the changes that are eventually observed. This research method is carried out to give value to naturally occurring relationships, and a minimum of two different groups conduct this quantitative research method successfully. Causal comparative research mainly depends on the factor of comparison, also called the quasi-experimental research. Causal comparative research is used by researchers to conclude cause-effect equation between two or more variables, where one variable is dependent and the other independent variable. The independent variable is established but not manipulated, and its impact on the dependent variable is observed. Experimental research, also known as true experimentation, is reliant on a theory. Experimental research, also known as true experimentation, is reliant on a theory. Experimental research, as the name suggests, is usually based on one or more theories. This theory has not been proven in the past and is merely a supposition. In this research, an analysis is done around proving or disproving the statement.
To summarize the types of quantitative research, these are the defining features.
Descriptive research aims to define existing condition of a classified variable. Survey research gathers evidence about people's knowledge, opinions, attitudes, and values on various issues and concerns. Correlation research defines the degree of relationship between two or more variables using statistical data. Causal comparative research defines cause and effect relationship between variables. Note, independent variable is not manipulated. Experimental research applies the scientific method to prove the cause-effect relationship between variables. Note, independent variable can be manipulated.
And now, let me give you a glimpse of the characteristics of quantitative research.
Characteristics of quantitative research. Number 1. Large sample size. Number 2. Objective. Number 3. Visual result presentation. Number 4. Foster data analysis. Number 5. Generalized data. Number 6. Fast data collection. Number 7. Reliable data. Number 8. Replication. Large sample size. To obtain more meaningful statistical result, the data must come from a large sample size. Objective. Data gathering and analysis of results are done accurately, objectively, and/or unaffected by the researcher's intuition and personal guesses. Visual result presentation. Data is numerical, which makes presentation through graphs, charts, and tables possible and for better conveyance and interpretation. Faster data analysis. The use of a statistical tools give way for a less time-consuming data analysis. Generalized data. Data taken from a sample can be applied to the population if sampling is done accordingly. That is, sufficient size and random samples were taken. Fast data collection. Depending on the type of data needed, collection can be quick and easy. Quantitative research uses standardized research instruments that allow the researcher to collect data from a large sample size efficiently. For instance, a single survey form can be administered simultaneously to collect various measurable characteristics like age, gender, socioeconomic status, etc. Reliable data. Data is taken and analyzed objectively from a sample as a representative of the population, making it more credible and reliable for policymaking and decision-making. Replication. The quantitative method can be repeated to verify findings, enhancing its validity, free from false or immature conclusions.
The following are the strengths of quantitative research.
Strengths of quantitative research. Number 1. Quantitative research can be replicated or repeated. Number 2. Findings can be generalized to the population. Number 3. Conclusive establishment of cause and effect. Number 4. Numerical and quantifiable data can be used to predict outcomes. Number 5. Fast and easy data analysis using statistical software. Number 6, fast and easy data gathering. Number 7, very objective. Number 8, validity and reliability can be established.
However, despite a number of strengths, a quantitative research also has identified weaknesses.
Weaknesses of quantitative research. Number 1, it lacks the necessary data to explore a problem or concept in depth. Number 2, it does not provide a comprehensive explanation of human experiences. Number 3, some information cannot be described by numerical data such as feelings and beliefs. Number 4, the research design is rigid and not very flexible. Number 5, the participants are limited to choose only from the given responses. Number 6, the respondents may tend to provide inaccurate responses. Number 7, a large sample size makes data collection more costly.
Grade 12 learners, to fully engage yourselves in this lesson, let us answer Let's Practice Activity 1 in your contextualized learning activity sheets.
Identify which statements describe quantitative research. On the second column, put a heart shape if it describes quantitative research and a circle if it does not. Number 1, emphasizes on the study of phenomena from the perspective of those who experience it. Number 2, interested in the causes of the phenomenon. Number 3, most cases cannot be generalized. Number 4, attempts to remain independent or detached from the phenomena that one studies. Number 5, uses interpretive frameworks. Number 6, concerned about findings that can be generalized. Number 7, applies the deductive process. Number 8, applies the inductive process. Number 9, concerned about in-depth understanding of the situation. Number 10, concerned about figures.
Now, let's answer activity number 2.
Analyze the statements below. Write true if the statement is correct and false if incorrect. Write your answers on a piece of paper. Number 1, quantitative research tells the quality of some phenomena. Number 2, quantitative data describes variable. Number 3, close-ended questions. Interviews can be conducted in quantitative research. Number 4, quantitative research can give results in between of a range. Number 5, quantitative research design is an excellent way of finalizing result and proving or disproving a hypothesis.
Did you get the perfect score? If yes, very good. If not, you can still do our next activity. Please open your contextualized learning activity sheets so we can answer the activity 1 of Let's Do More part.
Based on the defining features of the types of quantitative research, classify the following sample research questions below as to its type. Number 1. The relationship between a successful career and educational attainment. Number 2, the effect of counseling and medical treatment on alcoholism. Number 3, a description senior high school students celebrates their birthdays. Number 4, the effect of studying in Catholic schools on the moral value system of those who graduate from these schools. Number 5, the effect of math terror teacher on students' attitude about attending math classes under that teacher.
Now, let's do more activity 2.
Identify a topic of interest.
It may be something that you have read or a friend has told you. It may be something that you have been curious about since you entered senior high school. It may also be something based on your own life experiences.
Focus the topic of interest.
Provide a brief description of it. What is in the topic or aspect of the topic that you are interested in?
Draft a working title.
Working on a tentative answer is important at this stage. It can help focus the direction of your study. You can change it as you progress with your research. My dear learners, complete the statements below. You may write your answers in your research journal.
My study is about. In this study, I would like to look into. My study's tentative title is.
Now that we are done explaining all the information you need, let's sum it up to synthesize our lesson.
Write your learnings about the following. Number 1, define quantitative research. Number 2, identify the types of quantitative research. Number 3, enumerate the characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses of a quantitative research.
Grade 12 students, as we end our episode, we need to test your skills if we have really attained our learning objectives. Let us now have our short quiz. You can also use your contextualized learning activity sheets and join us in answering the Let's Assess part. For your assignment, please read quantitative research variables. Congratulations! You were able to finish the task in our lesson. If you have questions, you may review your contextualized learning activity sheets, or you may ask the assistance of your teacher. Once again, I am Teacher Angel, your research partner. See you on the next episode of Port of Princesa City Dream TV.